And we're back for part 3, Friday, March 13th, 2026. We just finished reading excerpts from Exodus 3. This is the moment, and I didn't read this part, but we know this is the moment when Moses encounters God in the form of a burning bush that's not consumed. And God is calling him. He's calling out to him with this call that feels insurmountable. It feels impossible for Moses as he thinks about his life, his resume. Let us remember that Moses was a murderer who tried to hide what he did and escaped from Egypt and went off to another land. Once he got there, he was blessed in the form of a new family and marriage. And now he's out being a shepherd, and he has this godly encounter, and God is like, I'm going to use you. You're going to go back to Egypt. You're going to confront Pharaoh, this king, and you're going to first tell the elders of the Israelites what is the plan, and they're going to listen. They're going to go with you, and this is what's going to happen. And we can imagine how terrifying this might be, as anybody who's ever experienced an encounter with the true and living God, about what it looks like, because you as a person may never feel prepared for it, or you may question how it may be perceived, or how whatever you're called to do by God can be experienced by others. And oftentimes, at least it's been my experience, he might say you can't worry about those things. And what you must do, if you are faithful to God, is fulfill the call, whatever it is that he's advised you to do. Something else that stood out to me in the text is at the end, he says how he's going to give them favor and how they won't leave empty-handed, right? Admittedly, when I was a child and I would hear about this story, especially because, we had things like the 10 Commandments and such to watch, I would question, like, the Israelites leaving and being handed all these valuable items upon leaving. And I think it was because I was afraid about, like, why the Egyptians were willing to do this. And we know it's because of the hand of God, like what they saw. But it also occurred to me that, no, these people were enslaved for generations. And this was a form of restoration with them receiving some payment. And actually from the hands of the people who did this dark thing to them. So I thought that was pretty powerful. Do please read the text in its entirety, especially if you haven't read it in a long time. I feel like being a Christian in the West, when we have things that have been put on cinema or different types of shows or films, we might think we have a biblical story in our mind, and maybe something that was put together for entertainment purposes. You need to read the text, especially as an adult or wherever you may be in life. Go back and read it to see what it actually says. Okay, and here's what the Lord has instructed me to say. Listen to me. I am God, and I know what I am doing. Trust me to direct your path. Look to me to be your help. Stop looking around to other people, places, and things that can't fulfill you. They won't do. Come to me, and I will give you living water. In me, you will find rest. Not in the world. I will be your refuge, if you will allow me. For it will be your choice as to whether you will receive me or not. I won't force you, but look to me, for I am God. Glory be to God for the word of God. Have a wonderful weekend.